Alright. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sound Goblin Thursday Gamings here on Sound Goblin Gaming. I'm, as always, your host, the Krampus.
I'm Shiv.
I'm Hunter Green.
And I'm Vincent.
Alright. And last time in Control, we actually got a lot of stuff done. We successfully restarted the generators and cleared the clogging, so now the generator is not going to explode and murder us all. We got a hold of the mind control power from parapsychology here on our way to rescue Marshall, who is the leader of the expeditionary Oral Knot forces.
Marshall.
Oh, there's us too.
Yep.
Anyway, we also learned a little bit more about Jessie, in that the entire reason she's here is that her brother is somewhere inside the facility and was captured after the events in their hometown of Ordinary, involving an evil slide projector. And that's about all we learned on that. Oh, we also learned something important, that Jessie's not talking to us when she's doing those weird pseudo-fourth wall breaks. She's actually talking to something in her head called Polaris, who guided her here and has been generally helping her after the events of Ordinary.
Crazy.
Marshall,
Got it.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Who is this?
I mean, it's not crazy if the voice is actually real.
I'm coming to help.
Faden. Hold on. I'm setting the elevator for you. We need to talk.
You got that right. More of you? Really?
Alright. Ah, right, that sound was just the bodies disappearing. I'm always used to being gone by the time the bodies have disappeared. Oh. Weird side elevator door.
Marshall is waiting for you in the luck lab, just down the hall.
That's nice.
First, the bathroom. And shat himself to death.
So we got a couple things to read. First off, we got the entry for the X-ray light box. OOP-18-PE. The object is a light box used to examine X-ray images. The image cannot be removed from the light box. The information on the image belongs to a patient named Redacted. The object allows para-utilitarians to forcefully seize an individual's redacted. The seized individual becomes redacted to the user. The effects last redacted. Once released, the seized redacted as a result of the psychic trauma. The object has no current binder. Background. A janitor named Redacted bound the object at St. Anne's Hospital in Redacted. Soon the building's occupants were redacted by him. The Bureau dispatched an emergency response team to Redacted, the perpetrator, and Redacted, the item. Fatalities numbered in the Redacted. For operational details, see case 2H-HQ-452. We also got...
I really want to take some of these files and just turn them into Mad Libs.
Yeah.
Alright, we need noun, verb, proper location, and type of soup. Alright. Discovered in the home of Agent Redacted after his young daughter complained of being followed by her rubber duck. According to Agent Redacted, the matter was ignored, believing to be the result of...
Oh, wait. I need to stop you here. I need someone's proper name for these spaces.
Agent Boris?
Okay, continue.
Alright. Ignore it. Believed to be the result of a child's imagination until he began to hear the quacking at night. After discovering the item hiding in his daughter's closet, he brought it to the Bureau for study. Update. It was discovered that Agent
Boris.
that's your cue. Was bringing unknown paranatural materials into his home, illegally taking them outside the oldest house. How this may have affected the creation of an altered item is being investigated. Agent
Boris.
has been
Boris, come on.
terminated.
It's the same person.
I realized it actually worked perfectly on that one.
Ability, and these are all ones that we've already heard, and are just excess copies of. Alright. Notably, we are back in this main room here. But we have access to a new area now by claiming the control point here. This will actually be one of our fastest ways back to parapsychology and to the research lab in general. Because there's no warp down at the bottom floor. I guess.
Kitty.
Yeah. It's the fish that cusses!
Billy the Badmouth Bass.
There you are. I was starting to worry.
That requires security level 5 to get in. Why would they have this?
God, you spun the horseshoe.
Oh, we picked a 4-leaf clover. That surely can't go wrong.
Congratulations on your appointment, Director Phaeton. I'm Helen Marshall, head of Bureau Operations. Zachariah's dead then, and I assume you found his gun.
Just call me Jesse. Trench told me to find you. He said you could help.
And he told you this through the hotline. Makes sense.
None of this phases her? Really?
Here's the
Anyone who
situation.
works here should be
Darwin's
used to
creating
this shit.
arrays in a lab nearby. We need more if we're gonna survive this attack. My rangers can't secure the lab alone, not against those things. We need more firepower.
At least she seems to know what's going on here. She could know about Dylan. I can clear out the hiss. I'll be your firepower.
That's a good answer.
Is she testing me?
Darling has systems in place to protect his labs. This should help you get past them. We'll talk more after you clear out the hiss. Rangers, let her through.
Alright.
We'll have to lock the door behind you. Sorry, but we can't risk the breach.
Ah, okay, that's what the horseshoe is for. There is relevance to it.
Ah.
Collins, what's the situation?
There is a puzzle in this area later on that utilizes various things in the area. But we can't do it till we have level 5 clearance, so not a concern at the moment.
Yeah, because I'm assuming we need to get into the room that's there.
Correct.
You guys got this.
Do they? Do they though?
Yeah, this is the luck and probability of this thing. That door
So
cannon
they
book that
probably
you...
got this.
What was that?
So they probably got this.
We have to help them.
He says the luck and probability office.
It is indeed. Luck and probability.
I forgot we had the Pierce equipped. So the Pierce is a high-power, very accurate fuck you weapon. It will just delete whatever you shoot it with. It is not quite a one-hit kill on anything bigger than a regular enemy. no, 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 no. Dead? I think he's dead. Nope.
Dun dun dun. Boss fight.
Let me take advantage of bullet time here.
Bullet time, also known as the pause screen.
Yes.
Oh, that was simple enough.
Like a friend. Okay. Let's go try that again.
Oh no, they're boss. Okay.
I'd laugh so hard.
Actually, that save point is the boss fight somewhere.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, we don't save any of Marshall's men.
No shame.
I was going to say before we immediately got thrown into a fight, Marshall's one of the sanest people at this facility. She has zero patience for all the, tampering and prodding we do of the artifacts. And the moment something bad breaks out, alright, everybody grab the biggest guns you can and haul up. Ah, the Threshold Kid's proposal. With the recent arrival of the Redacted, there are certain glaring gaps in the Bureau's ability to educate and raise a young Redacted. There are no other Redacted for Redacted to play with, and Redacted is expected to learn about frightening new concepts. Solution: Redacted will require a slow, Redacted-friendly introduction to paranatural topics. With this in mind, allow me to introduce the Threshold Kids, a television show in which a cast of cheerful puppets explain the dangers of living at the Bureau, but also show the fun side of the paranatural. Budget would be minimal. I took a few puppet-making courses at my local community center. We can have the research staff build the set, record the footage, and even do the voices. It'll be good for morale, and I guarantee Redacted will respond positively to those videos. We can't expect a Redacted to enjoy lectures and people in lab coats, but as television has proven for years, Redacted love puppets.
Indeed, aardvarks love puppet.
Bitches do in fact love puppets.
Love puppets. The Hiss Warped wield only paranatural abilities, similar to drifters. They are able to telekinetically shield themselves with nearby material and launch objects at their target. These entities are particularly destructive and difficult to kill, possibly indicating a greater internal reinforcement of Hiss resonance. Why do certain Hiss display paranatural abilities, while others rely on Bureau firearms? Do certain corrupted entities have less potential than the hosts that become Hiss Warped? Or is perhaps an indication of evolution? Or is this perhaps an indication of evolution or maturation of the Hiss corruption? Are there other stages of evolution yet to be found? What if the Hiss inhabit the host for a month? A year? Do hosts expire after a certain amount of time? Does the corruption become too strong for an organic body to endure? Only time, and well-documented observation, will tell. Refer to file Redacted for full report. Synchronicity Lab. See, this is not a good sign.
I'm
No.
sure it's fine. You're overreacting.
Just some mannequins. I don't see what the problem is. See, those mannequins are fine.
This looks like one of the rooms from the Ocean View Motel. I know Polaris. There's just a bunch of TVs. Synchronicity experiment. Compiled by Dr. Gerard Gronson, Synchronicity Department Chief, by order of Dr. Casper Darling, Head of Research. As a test, television sets were placed in a variety of locations around the world, inside rooms identically decorated. The hypothesis was that by identically altering the decor of every room, and then changing the channel in every room but one, that the single differing television would spontaneously align the incoming frequency to match its synchronized counterparts. The experiment seemed like failure until it was observed that the agents responsible for arranging and monitoring these rooms were all experiencing the same emotional turmoil as one clinically depressed member of the team, himself being located in the eastern part of Redacted. Psychological examination of the agents proved the correlation. Interestingly, the phenomenon of synchronicity did occur, but not in the way we predicted. Refer to file 1-87-3452 for full report.
Congratulations, we made rooms that made people forcibly depressed. Oh, we're monsters.
That's the least monstrous thing the Bureau's done.
Yeah.
Oh, look. Newton's Cradle, I believe those are called?
Yep. Cradles.
Well, we can't even get in here without security level 6. We will have
You
to
have
come
what,
back.
level 3?
We have level 4 right now.
4.
Hold on. No, 3. You're correct. Clearance level 3 right now. I will tell you that's a closer to the end of the game thing. Because I believe 6 is the highest level clearance we get. But we've got one more place to go before we head on to our real objective. It's actually visible in the fight, but there's an office above this main area that looks down. Carla.
Take that, coffee maker.
To H10 from C. Vaughn. Subject: BlackRock sample analysis. Thank you for the file. It was very helpful. I re-archived it with the BlackRock research in case you need to refer to them again. Yes, the video shoots are always interesting. I expect my availability for those to decrease in the future, however, as my analysis of the newly discovered BlackRock variant is reaching a critical point. I hope you'll be able to attend them still. Darling seems to be under a lot of pressure lately, and I'm sure he would appreciate any support you can provide. Regarding the analysis you provided, I do not have any questions. Thank you for your expeditious delivery. Regards, Research Specialist Dr. Carla Vaughn, Federal Bureau of Control. For reference, H-Tan was the guy who was like, hey, do you want to talk about my findings? Maybe over dinner? Do you want to talk? Huh?
Talk.
Yeah, it's Hubert Tan. That guy. More pictures of Jesse, more pictures of Pacific Northwest. Rituals. Compiled by Emily Pope, Research Specialist, by order of Dr. Casper Darling, Head of Research. Obsessive-compulsive disorder, hoarding, anxiety disorders. While certain manifestations of these conditions are simply the result of mental illness, Sometimes the individuals are simply performing redacted, called rituals. The redacted of rituals can vary. Numerology, dream logic, forfeiture, verbal formulae, repetitive action, and causal tethering are just some of the procedures involved. Some rituals are consistent, such as pulling the light switch cord 3 times to enter the motel. Some are erratic. While most people engage in minor rituals every day, the vast majority do not understand the importance behind their actions. Avoiding disaster, amassing luck, or simply locating lost keys are all results of daily rituals. Individuals who recognize a deeper meaning behind these compulsive actions are inherently aware of the paranatural world and, when located, should be considered for employment at the Bureau. Refer to file redacted for full report. There we go.
Parkour.
Parkour.
Is it hardcore parkour?
This was the wrong ledge. This was the right ledge. Oh, overshot! Okay. We're good. We're good.
You didn't need to dash at all.
I didn't. I am so used to having another movement power by the time I think to do that up there. I have never tried to do it without that power. Your standard Metroidvania double jump kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go. Now from here, just a regular ones. The question is, was it this one or was it another? There was absolutely no reason to come up here.
Where's the director? Oh, she's fapping about in the planter.
Oh, right, no. Up there is part of a quest we'll do later. Something appears up there. Containment units. Hey, it's a rubber duck.
Altered item number 52AE analysis, session 2. I will begin by introducing various stimuli to the item. First, a low voltage electric shock. No response. Next, I will introduce heat via a standard Bunsen burner. No response. Next, a series of solutions will be applied, each with a different value on the pH scale, from 0 to 14. No response to any value. Next, I will attempt to communicate. Can you understand me? Can you understand my words? Quack if you can understand my words. No response. This concludes session 2. We'll need time to prepare further tests.
As you can see, we're using such rigorous scientific methods of, what if we burn it? What if we splash
I-
acid on it?
I would like that if after seeing the duck here, because the whole story of the duck was that it followed people around, that the duck, next time you come here, if yours gone, it can just be found behind you throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, there's
This
totally a
would be the
code
lab.
pattern on that
Okay.
platform.
You must
What's
like
that?
these HRAs.
The platform the
Sounds
duck is
like
on?
Darling built them.
Oh yeah, there's symbols
And
on it.
most of the things around here.
There's symbols on all the
If
platforms, and
Marshall
they're actually
can't help
different.
us with Dylan,
Ah.
he's our next best bet.
These are an internal sort of like
Assuming he's
cataloging
not
system.
dead.
Okay, so that's the same type of thing they
Taking
used for
over
that one like
place.
door code earlier.
Yeah, and we will see that door code used again. I think fairly quick up here actually. Oh. A very
Ooh.
nice energy boost.
Ah.
Do not want to give up health per element pickup, though. What's that? It's an 11% energy boost. First off, everything that is level 1 is getting wiped. I think reducing the amount of energy by 11 is more energy total than just giving myself 11 energy. Unfortunately, we don't get any kind of numerical thing. Regarding how much energy things use. It's all, like, vibes-based. What was that?
A noise.
What was what?
I could have sworn I heard something.
I think you're hearing things, sir. And not like actually hearing things, but just, you know.
There's a good possibility I'm being facetious and there actually was a noise there and I'm intentionally calling it out. It sounded familiar, just couldn't put my finger on what. Some System Shock ass jankery going on here.
Say, do you have to throw? Can you not just release?
No, we cannot release, unfortunately. We must throw. That's okay. Almost. Here's the second crate here. I don't know why you decided to go to the right there, left, but... There we go. Right. Okay, we're good.
Disappearing ducks. Great.
Does it follow you around? Please tell me it follows you around.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Please tell me it gives you money if you're hurt and can't work.
Wrong type of duck.
Gotta bait it into appearing back there.
Oh my god. It's amazing.
Finally, no more quacking.
There we go.
It's amazing.
Alright. Rubber duck. AI-52AE. Containment procedure. Direct contact with the item is not permitted. Safety gloves are required when handling. The item is a yellow rubber duck bath toy from the 1950s. A single hole at the bottom allows air and water to flow in and out. The item makes a sound analogous to quacking. The item travels considerable distances with surprising speed. How it achieves this motion is unknown. The item forms a redacted of unknown purpose with anyone who makes direct physical contact with it and begins to follow them, quacking often. This has led a researcher named Redacted entering cardiac arrest. Although due to the individual's health issues, the matter may not be connected to the item's effect. Item on loan to the research sector for further study. Congratulations! The rubber duck managed to kill someone.
That's not guaranteed.
The rubber duck potentially managed to kill someone. Okay, guys, this is bad password management. Come on.
You let me here. Any idea how to make it work?
Decidedly not that pattern.
Hello again, Director. It appears we have a new problem. We need to get the HRA machine working.
She looks like she came out of Fallout
Placed
4.
a
I'm just
couple of
saying.
Spark plugs, but
It's the machine gun. That looks very much like the one
Darling
from
must have had a system. Randomness isn't
Fallout
in his
4.
nature. The punch
It's the gun. It's also her coat is very similar to
I'll see what I can do.
Elder Maxon's.
That is true, yeah. It's got a very Brotherhood of Steel kind of feel to it. Although, that's probably because both that coat and the coat that Brother Maxim's used came from, like, the 70s.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just between her wearing that coat and wielding that weapon, it's like you're from Fallout 4. You're in the wrong game.
Alright, here's the hard mode of the Mad Libs.
Oh boy.
Black rock prisms are unique formations of black rock, distinct both in their shape and potency. While the density of black rock dampens paranatural forces, the unique redacted structure of prisms retain frequencies in the range redacted to redacted hertz, with perfect redacted harmonization. The report analyzes the results of focusing a redacted through a harmonized prism onto a redacted. Methods for the imprinting of non-physical fields onto redacted, imbuing them with the properties of harmonized resonance redacted in the prism will be explored and explained. Refer to file redacted for full report. Notably, that was not requested by anyone. That was just him doing it on his own.
Well, I mean, they are actively researching.
I was gonna say they're researchers. They do that.
So,
Punch
you need to find
cards.
all the punch cards.
We find all the punch cards. All the machines have a number on or near
Yep.
them.
And then we just need to figure out the pattern based on all the clues that are left around the office here.
Yeah, presumably a 5-thing pattern, and we're being told things that aren't in the right place.
There. Okay. So third one should be this. Second should be this. Luckily, this is not a hard one. Between this and the Lord over
And that,
here, we
yeah.
have most of it.
You have all of it.
Yeah. Because then the process of elimination is... This is 4, and then the last one is just whatever we didn't use.
Yep.
It's half shield.
Each punch card should correspond to a terminal.
Thank you, Marshall. If you let the sequence go on for a while, Marshall becomes more and more like school mom teaching a particularly unteachable child. You have 5 punch cards and you have 5 computers. Maybe you need to do something with the punch cards.
The prism shattered. Darling's prototypes have a lot of issues. We need a new plan. We need more Blackrock prisms to make this machine work. Darling has another lab down in the Blackrock processing site and maintenance. That must be where he keeps the prisms.
I've been to maintenance already. I can find my way. But how long will that take? Nothing here is simple. I need to ask her now, before I go. I need something from you first. What do you know about Dylan Faden?
I knew this was coming. Lives are at stake here, and we need this machine working to save those lives. Once that is done, Director Faden, then we can talk.
She's right. As much as I don't want to admit it. I'm the only one who can help. Fine. I'll get the prisms first. Dylan will have to wait just a little longer. But don't call me Director. Jesse is fine.
I'll call you Faden. Here, you'll need this keycard.
Thanks.
You can call me this. I'm gonna call you something else. Fuck you.
How about
Base
no?
and executive. Once I have the prism, I'll meet you there.
Right. I'll move out immediately. And keep an eye out for Darling. Finding him might be the key to stopping the hiss.
It's just one large-scale HRA. It's there now. We are about to be exposed to a different kind of resonance. Hostile, viral, invasive resonance. That's what the Hedron resonance amplifiers are for. Taking the protection Hedron can provide us and keeping us from being wiped out.
Here, This will lead back to Central Research.
Checking real quick, seeing if there's anything else I want to do here before we head back. But I think the next big thing is we've got Security Access 4. No, that's what I wanted to do. Okay, so before we leave, we're going to see if we trigger any more fights down here as we make our way down. Knew it!
How could you have possibly known that they would, throw shit at you? Because of course they're gonna. Speaking of throwing shit, you can throw hands, or you can throw the environment. I still don't like the health system.
God, this room is bad. Okay. This part is clear. You're not stopping me. Oh, that almost stopped me.
Bam! Not gonna lie, I was waiting for it.
Okay. Everyone good? Everyone happy? So with security level 4, we can now get down into that lab that was down here. Stop looking at me.
Is this one?
Might as well be. No, we'll get to the swan.
Sounds like a threat.
Under quarantine. I wouldn't go in there without talking to Underhill first. Even if you have, I
Excuse me? Are you lost? Do you normally barge into people's private workspaces?
All the time.
Clearly doesn't know who she's talking to. Shouldn't you be in a safe room?
Why? Because of those hiss things the Rangers keep going on about. Haven't you people sorted that out yet? The situation down here could spell doom for the Bureau.
You mean this mold?
Doom, 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 doom.
Correct. Perhaps you could help me. I require samples of various mold strains, and the mold has made the environment far too dangerous for me to fetch them myself.
Really? Mold samples? I thought this could spell doom.
It could, and it will, whoever you are. The mold is spreading. We need to find the source before it spreads too far.
And these samples will do that?
No. Samples of 5 unique strains, when blended properly, will allow you to travel deeper into the pit, where I've pinpointed the approximate location of the source of the mold.
Okay. So what do these samples look like?
Similar to the one on my table there. I've made a list of the samples I need here. You'll find them throughout the threshold.
I'll take a look. My name's Jessie, by the way.
Don't care.
Sure it is.
Have you worked at the FBC very long?
Not long enough to understand their inane methodology. They want me to solve the mold, but how is one to solve anything when the basic molecular structure of this fungus is an utter enigma?
Oh, sorry, are you asking me?
It's rhetorical. The Bureau wants to control, not comprehend. But to answer your question, I'm a seasoned threshold researcher that's been brought in on a provisional basis to resolve this matter.
That's all you had to say. What have you learned about the mold?
Firstly, the term mold is a gross oversimplification used only to ease communication. That said, the mold itself appears to be the product of complex microorganisms. They spin the mold, building structures like minuscule cities, swiftly colonizing our dimension, and the speed of these tiny engineers relative to their size is simply staggering.
So it grows fast.
If you're
Yeah,
not
sure. That's what I said.
then why did you ask?
So the mold is coming in from where?
We don't have a name for the threshold dimension. The origin point has been identified, but the density of the fungus makes it impossible to enter. Even if we could, I speculate that we would only find a reality entirely subsumed by the fungus. Total decomposition.
It's weird how excited she is, right?
It makes me so hot.
What do you know about the hiss?
How would I know anything about an entity I've only just learned of? This is exactly the Bureau's problem. My work is always interrupted by these superfluous matters.
Calm down. Just keep your HRA on and I'm sure you'll be fine.
This crude thing. I thought it was Darling's idea of a practical joke.
Not quite. Just keep your head down while I handle the hiss. I need to get going.
Try not to transport any spores outside the infected areas.
Imagine you have Casper Darling as your head of research, and you're like, man, we can't get a more awkward nerd than that.
I mean,
you go in the complete
she's not
opposite.
awkward.
Then you get the complete opposite direction. You don't get a Farnsworth, you get a Wernstrom.
Wernstrom.
Pazuzu. To R. Underhill, from C. Darling. Subject, how's it going? Hello, Rhea. How's it going down there? Enjoying the mold so far? Settling back into life at the old FBC? Just wanted to ask how your coffee with Emily went. She's a star on the rise. Incredibly bright, extremely intuitive. But I want to hear what you thought of her. I think you two could be very good in a project together. Learn a lot from each other. Let's get together and chat about it soon. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. I'm sure you can't think of anything besides the mold right now. You always were a woman of focus. I always admired that about you. Talk soon, Casper. Also, hello, Pixelaria. Doing all right?
Oh, hey. A chatter.
Yep.
They exist.
Compiled by Dr. Rhea Underhill, Contract Threshold Specialist. Dr. Darling's recently penned essay, titled Redacted, which contains some glaring omissions that I feel I must shine a light on. Firstly, the entire premise of the essay is that the quarry threshold is beneficial to the Bureau, while the mold is actively hostile, to use his words. We cannot determine the worth of these dimensions and their life forms using bureaucratic definitions. Secondly, the mold is much more beneficial than some rock. If the Redacted, creating the mold, were reconfigured in their purpose, the structures they could build would rival the greatest skyscrapers.
Oh, thank you very much for the follow.
Yeah, thank you for the follow. The mold's resistance to various strains of disease we've attempted to introduce could be derived into Redacted. Yes, admittedly, this application is more difficult than picking up a rock and gluing it to a wall, but I pause to wonder when the Bureau lost its eagerness for a challenge. Refer to file 2-35-1863 for full report. She's a gem. Oh, and also, before I forget, growth.
Go ahead. No, thank you, and please do not advertise your stuff in our channel. I'm not going to ban you outright for this because you haven't posted a link, but if you do, we will ban you.
Ignore this message.
Thank you very much. You're welcome to stick around and watch if you want, as well as chat.
Dude, it smells so sweet down here. Suddenly I'm really hungry.
Delicious cotton candy
How does mold taste?
fungus. How's
Yeah, so last time Hunter made a joke, or I think it was Hunter or Shiv made a joke about the delicious mold.
Oh, I absolutely went off on it, but I think Shiv started it.
Pink Flamingo Supplement. Agents
sounds so
noticed a
good.
transient commonly found outside the entrance of the Bureau headquarters would carry the item and loudly claim to be responsible for the lack of inclement weather. The frequency of these claims attracted the personal interest of Dr. Darling. In interviews disguised as casual conversations, the transient reported that the item gives me clouds when it's hot and sun when it's not. An event of note occurred during a heavy downpour when the vagrant was witnessed performing a possible ritual with the item. See file PAI-1372 for a detailed observation. Dr. Darling reported a wait of redacted seconds before the rain stopped. The vagrant was seized the next day. After redacted, he was found to possess no redacted and was released. The item remains in Bureau custody under suspicion of altered status, though this has still not been proven. All known variations of the identification formulas have failed to elicit a response from the item. Okay, this room is a pain in the ass. Swap out for the grip. Make sure we have raw damage as our stat. The main problem with the moss subsumed people is that they are all incredibly tough.
Well, that makes sense.
Take like 4 times the damage of a normal person.
fungus makes us strong?
Eat the fungus.
Fungus.
Gain its
Hot
strength.
candy.
Among Us.
Not Among Us.
Among Us.
Oh, you bastard.
So I take it we haven't gotten a sniper rifle of any sort.
The Pierce, technically. The Pierce has ever so slightly more zoom than the Grip does. Now here's the other problem. Okay.
Traveling.
Traveling. Oh, we also have more abilities. Let's just continue down the line here. Continuing down the line. Now launches at its maximum power. And if we get 8 points, we can queue up 3 objects to launch. And once we have 3 objects queued up, energy will now recover while we are holding objects.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Nope.
Take that, security cameras.
They know what they did.
Take that, vital pieces of infrastructure.
Stop staring at me.
Yeah, and unfortunately, there is no link down here at the start. There is one down here, but we gotta go pretty far ways in to get to it. Eat mail. Pierce. There we go.
Restrooms are that way.
Yep.
In case you need to go.
Guess who got funding for their project?
The puppet show.
I officially hate this. Krampus, I want you to know I blame you.
Without warning, but with the Bureau's cutting-edge technology, we can stabilize the oldest house. Safe employees are happy employees. Certain rituals allow agents to navigate the oldest house as well, but accidents do trapping agents inside the walls. I heard you got stuck in your room for 3 days, Topher. Too bad you didn't have your book with you. Or any food.
Please stop screaming.
And remember, kids, when you feel the floor deviate, it's already much too late.
Thank you, creepy skeleton.
That's Mr. Bones.
Underhill samples.
Well, at least the vending machine's safe.
There was something about a skeleton puppet with a doll mask berating a man for getting trapped inside the walls for several days. That just comes off as plain wrong.
Fuck me!
Died.
I did die.
I recommend not doing that.
Was close.
It's considered surviving.
So by something comes off as wrong, don't you mean a lot comes off as wrong?
Uh-huh.
Like several factors come off as wrong in that equation.
Let's look at some astral constructs.
I hate to borrow terms from other people, but I'm gonna use one. Nothing in that puppet show is in the Bible.
That thou says the Bible.
I thought Mr. Bones was actually a character in Exodus.
No, but I think he's the one narrating Deuteronomy. Nothing says rules handed down from God like a creepy skeleton.
I remember Deuteronomy. That's what tells us that cats are not dogs.
No, that's old Deuteronomy. There's a difference.
I'm confused. Did people need a book for that back then? Was that not just plainly fucking obvious?
Look, the whole song about it. At least it's included in it.
The good news is, by attrition, we will get this done. Ah. They're gone. Let's check something back here real quick.
You...
What's that?
No, it just sounded like something was doing things.
It was. There was an explosive thing that dropped as soon as I dropped down. So I had to hide from around the corner.
Oh, I thought Vince was talking about our scripted disconnect.
No.
Oh.
That hasn't come up yet.
Yeah.
Knock on synthetic wood.
Knock on Tim Wood. I don't know who Tim Wood is, but that's just a name that popped into my head.
This looks like a good one.
There's a good chance that there is no one named Tim. Well, there's a good chance there's someone named Tim Wood.
It's the number of people in the world and the commonality of the name.
Yeah.
There's a near guaranteed chance there's a person named Tim Wood in the world.
I will.
There's a good
gladly
chance
take
that there's
bet.
no one famous named Tim Wood.
Define famous.
Hold on, let me pull up a dictionary. Like someone who has done something noteworthy enough that their name is well known for something.
Tim Wood is a TV personality. He is a ghost hunter.
so TV's Tim Wood.
I was gonna say, I don't think that counts.
That is the most famous Tim Wood I can find. Quick search here.
Found one.
We've done Tim Woods. There's a magician, or not a musician. That's all I got.
So yeah, it depends on what your definition of famous is.
Yeah. Also, just judging by the fact they've not said anything, they're no longer in the viewer count and everything, I'm just gonna actually ban that person.
Nah, he's fine. Don't worry about it.
They're one of those people going around trying to sell shit.
Yeah, they didn't post anything. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave it alone for now.
Alright, group consensus says let them be.
One of our precious followers.
That is true. They are a precious follower, unless they unfollowed
There's
when...
no such thing as bad publicity.
That is
There is
incorrect.
such a thing as bad publicity. Okay, so now that we've hit the threshold control point down here, we are much safer in running around and experimenting. I can go back and get the one in the spooky toilets.
Pooped a stream of mold. It was most uncomfortable.
Gross. Underhill is gonna owe me for this.
Just now, that was gross. This entire area should have been incinerated, not have you run through it.
I'm sure it's fine. What's the worst that happened? Mold poisoning?
Yes.
Yeah, probably
Oh.
that.
Probably.
By mold poisoning, you mean turning into a horrible zombie.
That is a result of the mold poisoning.
I mean, there's no occasions the mold turns zombies.
Apart from the mold zombies we've been fighting?
Yeah,
Yeah, we have actually
case
fight
related.
That is a good
It could be
question.
both.
Are they hiss related or are they independent mold things?
These are independent from the hiss.
Okay. Yeah, I was kind of assuming that because they weren't making hiss noises. Yeah, we don't have any hiss chanting down here or anything. We don't have
That's true.
any flying people or anything like that either.
That's all 5 samples. I should get these back to Underhill.
Yeah. So we actually have to come back here a few times. The first time we're coming here is just for the 5 samples, which in exchange will give us the cure for the molds. Or at least a vaccine against mold infestation.
Okay, how much vaccine are we talking about?
We're not going to get turned into a mold zombie.
Well, that's a good first
We
step.
no longer think the mold is delicious.
Are you sure, though?
I was gonna say, the mold's probably still delicious. We're probably just not tempted to taste the mold first. I'm pretty sure it tastes amazing.
Have you licked the mold yet?
No, we're gonna get some real itchy, tasty-ass documentation on that later. So, you want to know how my mold research is getting on, Casper? Here it is.
No.
Microscopic organisms, similar in appearance to Redacted, construct the architecture of the mold. I do not understand if these Redacted are the original disseminators of the mold, or are bitten by some fungal infection. The mold is the most prolific and durable organism I've ever seen. I theorize there is a mold source located somewhere on our side of the threshold, rooted here to accelerate growth in our dimension. I refer to this as yet unknown source as Mold 1. The mold produces an enticing aroma to encourage human consumption of itself. It propagates in the chest cavity and quickly subsumes the entire body, seizing control of motor functions. This behavior was not observed when I first arrived, which means the mold has adapted to our presence, targeting our biological imperatives as a way to spread. It is truly an ingenious little thing. A full report will be ready soon. Keep your slacks on.
I found L5, but I kind of wanted to eat them.
The mold has that effect on some people. Likely due to the fact it's not actually mold, or even of this dimension. I suspect it is the result of 2 incompatible molecular structures, one dominant, coming into contact. I call it mold, or fungus, because it's closer in appearance and behavior than anything else we know. Except perhaps bacteria.
She reminds me of my old biology teacher.
Did you happen to meet any more members of my ranger detail?
I didn't see any rangers. Just walking mold people. Unless...
Yes. If you found mold people, you found my rangers. I refer to the creatures as hosts. They, like other unwary agents, succumbed to the appetite. But that's nothing for you to worry about. The pill I'm about to make with these samples will make the lower level perfectly safe to traverse. It has the added benefit of immunizing you against the pit's toxic spores. Now leave me to it.
Which you've been breathing in.
Should probably do something about that.
I need to get going.
Alright.
Try not to transport any spores outside the infected areas.
Sure thing. Stomp, 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 stomp.
Area's under quarantine. I wouldn't go in there without talking to Underhill.
Alright. Well, that was a fun adventure.
Wasn't that fun? We didn't need any more.
Alright, time to run the gauntlet again. There we go. Cafeteria invaders. They come for our French bread pizza.
Man, I haven't had French bread pizza in a while.
Red Baron.
It's not delivery.
Now with mold toppings.
Mm.
Get all your greens and blues and a little bit of purples in one meal.
Correctly. Yeah, maintenance. Maintenance is where BlackRock's processing is.
Marshall knows something about Dylan. Is he here? Is he all right? HRAs first. They'll help save everyone, including Dylan, once I find him. Can you keep him safe? Like you do with me?
My bones.
Ah, you don't need those.
I need those for directing.
You know what you need? A mouthful of mold.
You know, I think there's something off about this guy. Keeps saying he wants me to eat a mouthful of mold.
It's delicious.
It's delicious. And nutritious. Although we both went to the exact same place on it.
It's the best. Beats the best.
See you back there.
As he should.
Fuck you. Interestingly, if we upgrade the mind control power enough, we can take over large enemies, which includes the healers. So then we just get heal.
That's pretty cool.
That being said, I will actively maintain if you are not upping telekinesis as your first power, then you are either doing a challenge run or you are doing yourself a grave disservice. Oh, that's right. At some point in the near future, after we do BlackRock processing, we need to go back to Central Executive. Because now we can open that level 4 security door that is over there. Hit the wrong button there. look at that. I found a way to put things down without throwing them.
Huzzah! Throw them anyways. If they're important, they won't break.
Don't tell me where I can and can't go. You're not the boss of me. I'm the director.
True.
Ah! I gotta shoot a lot more. There we go.
Ah. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Small detour here. We're not going to take a small detour.
Small detour, never mind, that's the main way to go.
So what you're saying is that pull cord is for dimensional travel, not light switch raves?
I mean, both.
We're looking to get a room for the night. Hello? I don't think anyone's there, honey. Come on. We'll go to that motel we passed a while back.
I can see you inside.
You don't see shit?
You're right by the door.
I don't work here.
There's a Texas poster on the wall.
No hablo inglés.
There's one from Montana.
I want to see America. Ding ding, I can hear you ringing the bell.
Chair is out. Radio is right.
Right.
Picture is there. Chair is wrong.
So I think a radio. Radio.
There we go. Ah, synchronicity. So yeah, I was paying attention. Hey, I got a room key and you didn't.
Fuck you.
I still don't work here.
I'm writing a bad Yelp review.
His Yelp review could damage the Bureau. Restrain him.
Shit.
Redacted him.
I'm gonna redact him so hard. Would you redact him? I'd redact him.
Redact him right. Yeah.
This place needs some rails. OSHA would be pissed.
Now, later on, we're going to be doing sweet hardcore parkour along this place.
That is definitely an OSHA violation.
We need to find a way to Blackwell processing. That's what Marshall said we'd find interesting.
Strength level 5.
Reminder. If the contents of your workspace have been rearranged, removed, added to, or altered in any other way, you should immediately leave the room while speaking to yourself in a reassuring tone. This will not only keep you calm, but also the room. Thank you for your attention.
Definitive achievement.
Can't read the signature on it, though. Yeah, so this is another one of those rooms where, like, technically you need clearance to get into it, but also I have a gun. A callous disregard for windows.
Guns are the best key.
Oh, it has to suck for the bear to clean this place up after you're done. Okay, there's no way the hiss broke all these windows.
It was the hiss. It was definitely the hiss.
Definitely the hiss.
And shot these security cameras?
They were angry they didn't have security clearance. They just went right through the windows.
Uh-huh.
Compiled by Dr.
We know they have
Tan,
guns.
Research specialist. By order of Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. The Atlas is a physical expression created by the oldest house. Its purpose and function are currently unknown. The specific shape and dimensions of the Atlas, see file ATL-03 for said dimensions, seem to indicate a more explicit purpose than the oldest house's usual walls, floors, or shifts. The Atlas changes form, but resists observation when doing so. No visual observation has been made during its change, and it only ever occurs between frames when monitored by surveillance cameras. The previous theory was that this change corresponds to house shifts, and that the Atlas is a redacted of the redacted itself. However, the shape changes do not occur at the same time as the building shifts, which makes the theory doubtful. Structurally, the Atlas is made of the same redacted material as the rest of the oldest house. Further observation will hopefully aid in discovering its purpose. Refer to file 8-37-3592 for full report. As usual, check bathrooms. Deny them the bathrooms. Hit my head on the roof.
Shouldn't do that.
Oh, hey. A level 4 launch efficiency.
Nice.
Very nice. Automatically wipe out anything that is level 1. That's gonna be good when we get another slot open. Hey, somebody survived. Also, I've been flashbacked. That door for future use. Oh god! Haha! Instant kill! Telekinesis!
Got the power to move you.
Got him.
Not gonna lie, that looks pretty satisfying.
second.
Busy.
No, now.
Busy.
Got our second equipment slot on the grip.
Wow.
I'm looking for documents. Guns.
Guns, 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 guns.
During an AWE investigation, our agents discovered a light switch cord in a Butte bungalow closet. They pulled the cord and were instantly transported to the Ocean View Motel and Casino. Dream like hell.
Unfortunately, we triggered that one by being in the exact right spot on the floor below.
Yeah.
But, like I said, we get recordings of everything. So once we talk to our guy up here.
Yeah.
Glad to see you're still you. Hey, thanks for bringing down that... whatever the fuck that was. But we are barely holding on here, boss. How's the situation outside maintenance?
What do I tell him?
Situation's fine. Here, taste this mold.
These people seem familiar with that.
Delicious.
Yeah, it's gonna be a food rest.
Most of the bureau.
Replace our usual rest.
We need Blackrock Prison to make more HRAs for any survivors in the safe rooms. I'm here to check Darling's Blackrock lab.
So to recap,
Good news is it grows faster than we can harvest it.
Destruction. Another day at the FBC.
So it's an unlimited
Darling's
food
lab is
source.
just past Blackrock processing. I got good news and I got bad news on that front. Good news is, it's right down the hall. Bad news is, a Hiss monster has decided to move in, so that's great.
Monster.
That's what the Rangers said. The ones that survived, anyway. We are just treading water here, and the Hiss keep coming. Salvador would know what to do, but apparently he took a security team into the containment sector just before the lockdown happened, and, well, no one's seen him since. But hey, at least we got you, our fearless leader.
They shouldn't rely on me. They don't know me. They don't know how I've failed people. You've done a good job here, Arish, but you should take your people and get to the base and executive. You can regroup there. I'll go deal with this monster. I'm getting kind of used to them.
Aye, aye, Faden. And be sure to put a bullet in that thing for me.
Offered some mold. Sure, it'll be friends with you then.
Okay. So I think this conversation is the trigger we needed for the jukebox to work. We will get to the jukebox when we get back to Central Executive next. And I am putting that up for as long as I reasonably can.
Oh?
We'll get to it.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, in other news, let's make our way into Blackrock Processing. These doors are sealed. Go out.
Arish wasn't kidding about that monster.
But, you know, before we go fight that monster, let's learn about the Ocean View Motel.
During an AWE investigation, our agents discovered a light switch cord in a Butte bungalow closet. They pulled the cord and were instantly transported to the Ocean View Motel and Casino. Dream like haze. Whoa. Inside, they found a door marked with an inverted black pyramid. And just like that, it led back to the oldest house, some 2,000 miles from Montana. Now we're finding the cord in increasing numbers throughout the Bureau. Somehow the two places, they became in tune to each other. The actual physical location of the Ocean View is a mystery. Stepping beyond its walls has so far proven impossible. A place of power, like the oldest house.
Well, we know for a fact that at least someone found the outside of it.
Yeah, someone found the outside of the Ocean View Motel. It is also
closed,
implied by Alan Wake 2 that multiple places can be a front for the Ocean View Motel.
Makes sense.
That people don't see it on the outside as the Ocean View Motel, but as something else. Oh, hey, there's that swan we're talking about. Swan boat. AI19KE. Description. Item is made of fiberglass, painted to resemble a swan. Foot pedals allow the item to propel forward in the water. The item emits a pulse of physical force at an estimated force of redacted. Possible connection to OOP-5. Measuring the exact force created by the item has been hindered by concerns from the Human Resources Department. The item was seized from an activity rental service called Redacted, located on Lake Redacted, on Vancouver Island, Canada, after it ejected numerous riders over the course of a summer, bringing the boat to the attention of the media. The item was transported to the Bureau by helicopter. A containment specialist accompanied it, sent to recite formulas C9 through 32 recursively. What occurred in the helicopter is not known, but all agents were lost in the crash. The item was recovered and then transported by train. It arrived at the Bureau without further incident. Huh, cool swan boat.
You showed me the HRA when I first got here.
I have a mild problem with swan boats ever since Fallout 4.
Find a prism.
Explain.
A Swan's Lake.
Oh, man. Looking in the spooky box. Okay. So. These guys are assholes.
Yeah. They're also somewhere.
Q. Q is the button I needed there.
Yes.
Ah, there are things that exist to make sure you remember that you have a block button.
Uh-huh. Alright, yours was better than mine.
Yep.
Yeah, so the way you're supposed to deal with them is pull up your shield, and then drop the shield and put a couple shots into them. They're annoying because you only get a couple shots before they just fade back into invisibility and you can't shoot them anymore.
Can't you just hold your shield up?
Huh? You can't shoot with your shield up, remember?
No, I mean, like, you were pulling up as they went up. Could you just hold your shield up?
I believe it's got a duration. We're gonna do a test here.
Arish wasn't kidding about that monster.
No, you can just hold your shield up.
Alright, well, fair enough.
You showed me the HRA when I first got here, and the machine that makes them. Can you help me find a prism?
Granted, not for this first one, because I have to look into the spooky box.
Yeah.
Some monster.
They're shattered. Not a single prism left.
this does become easier once you get one of the first upgrades for the shield, which allows you to jettison the entire shield as a projectile attack.
Yep, I haven't gotten that yet because you've been focused on telekinesis. Makes
There
sense.
we go.
Let's hurry up and find Darling's lab.
Checking the room real quick. There's the hiss.
We have you on camera.
I see the cameras.
First off, I would like you to delete that footage as director. And second off, no, there's no footage. What are you talking about?
Where under the right conditions, when the frequencies match, other dimensions leak in. We call these areas thresholds. The quarry is one of the more stable thresholds in the maintenance sector. That's where Blackrock comes from.
You heard that too, right?
Matter.
Blackrock comes from a threshold quarry. So the prisms must be there too.
Think of it as
Seems logical.
paranatural lead. Our research involves many dangerous things we absolutely need to keep in check. That's what the Blackrock line fire breaks are about. The panopticon container cells.
Sorry to interrupt, sir, but I need to code for the quad elevator.
Oh, Emily. The codes. Blackrock 665. Neighbor of the Beast. Get it? We can do that again.
We can do that again, but we won't.
Clearance level 5.
Nice.
We can open that door.
You can.
Metroid Fusion did that type of gatekeeping.
Blackrock. Blackrock has allowed the Bureau to make great strides in containment procedures since it was first discovered. This report will examine how its very structure is comprised of redacted density and nullifies all resonances within a range of redacted to redacted hertz. Bureau innovations that incorporate Blackrock will be analyzed, most notably the fire breaks, feats of engineering designed to contain any future outbreaks, attacks, or other internal threats. The goal of this report is to encourage Bureau staff to explore further innovations using Blackrock, as work in that field has markedly slowed in recent years. Refer to file 5-93-1733 for full report. And the Hiss Distorted. Hiss Distorted agents are able to render themselves invisible and emit a powerful concussive blast when in close range of their target. Curiously, the Hiss Distorted is apparently not able to utilize both abilities at once. It must make itself visible when it goes in the offensive. The Hiss Distorted is unique in the fact that it wields a paranatural ability previously unknown to the Bureau, perhaps tapping into a yet undiscovered object of power? How does visibility work? Does the Distorted become resonance temporarily? Does it use Hiss resonance to refract light? The physical deformation of this particular Hiss entity is noteworthy in its thoroughness. Clearly the human host would have died from such an extreme alteration, which prompts the question, are the corrupted simply animated corpses? Refer to file redacted for future report. Avoid modern technology.
They really just don't want the people on their smartphones watching TikTok. And yes, I know there's a little reason for it.
Also, I'm fairly certain you don't get Wi-Fi in here.
I'm pretty sure Wi-Fi doesn't exist in here for the sole purpose of the reason they don't want modern tech.
Yeah, remember, a guy carried a cell phone in through the front doors of the Bureau and it exploded in his pants. Go into the quarry and we're going to get a prism.
Everything here is crazy. Weird, but it feels right.
know what we're gonna fight here.
Like how the world should be. I am in an infinite building leading to different dimensions, and I never want to leave. Even with all the horror, I'm happy. It feels sane. Just the right kind of insane.
Hey, look, it's an area we previously visited. And we've opened a handy little shortcut.
Yep.
You fooled me again, game.
They sure do like their vertical structures.
They do.
If our piece of industrial machinery isn't at least 3 stories tall, then we don't want it.
Hey. Fuck you. It's always nice when you can catch one of the floater guys by surprise.
Yeah. Not have to worry about dodging bullshit.
Also, there's your body horror for the day.
Yeah.
Say hi to the former director. The NSC was designed by the order of Deputy Chief Trench shortly before he became director. The container provides a safe method of extraction of Redacted's excess energy output while acting as a humane way to house him. The coolant pumps keep the container and its Redacted from overheating while the energy is siphoned. The energy is then conducted to the converters, where it's rendered into a Redacted through the use of turbine generators. The electricity produced powers the entire Bureau, making us completely self-sufficient and effectively invisible in the New York City grid. After NSC-01's disappearance by some unknown manifestation of Redacted's power, the occupant was restrained and a second model was built. NSC-02 possesses built-in spatial anchors that are designed to prevent any translocative effect from its occupant. Refer to file 9-23-0544 for full report. Back here. Fan supplement. The Oscillator, AI3-KE. Extract from formal interdepartmental complaint. The notion of fan death has now become widely known in the region since foreign investigator Redacted met with a local journalist to explain how electric fans operate at speeds that they suffocate users by overly disturbing the air. As our agency is still young, we must take care to avoid missteps. Any explanation given to the public must provide sufficient yet vague rationale that will reaffirm their certainty that ours is a stable, controlled world. We must tread carefully, especially in this increasingly technological world, with the radio and other innovations, allowing information to travel at speeds previously undreamt of. This is precisely why we insist that our department handle all communication with public bodies. With all due respect, William S. Powers, head of the Department of Public Knowledge and Diversions. This is back in 1954. By the numbering scheme, one of the first altered items. And their explanation was if a fan blows too hard, it displaces the air and kills you?
Yep. Totally normal thing. Fan death. Have you heard of it?
Nope.
Elevator's broken. Gotta get down the old-fashioned way.
Yep, old-fashioned way, the falling puzzle. Alright.
We're good. We're good. Now, this is really useful. I'm gonna have to take this away when I've dealt with the whole hiss issue, so nobody else can do this and bypass security.
Let's put up railings.
Touch the pad, make sure this is my save point. Looking around for papers. No papers.
Black Rock Quarry.
That guy's hiding like, no, please don't throw shit at me.
Wish granted.
Probably not what he had in mind, but hey, you didn't throw stuff at him. God, that's just devastating.
Yeah, most of the upgrades at the end of the telekinesis tree are just like 75% boosts that you get 3 in a row.
So the damage just becomes yes.
Yes.
Did you just get a double on that one?
Yes, I did.
Amazing.
for collectibles.
Not what I expected.
Yeah, pretty cool place.
Yep.
I hope the console behind that guy wasn't important.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
So can't you have like 3 thrown items queued up at a time now?
Nope.
When the upgrade you got?
No, that's the next upgrade.
Last upgrade.
Ah, the next upgrade.
Which is 8 minutes. It's very powerful. All Bureau personnel are reminded to kindly not smoke in the quarry. Even though the quarry area is technically an outdoor space, it's still a part of the Bureau, and therefore the no smoking rule does apply. Not only is it considerate towards your fellow employees to refrain from inflicting the harm of secondhand smoke, it is also prudent to avoid any risk of gas fires, unforeseen threshold reactions, and possible creation of altered receptacles. Under no circumstances should cigarette butts be left in the quarry. Thank you for your understanding.
That means you, Jim.
Still gonna.
Aiden was doing it.
Ah, stag. Do not quote me on this one. I think this is another callback to Alan Wake. Because the tractors in that game were stag tractors. Instead of the famous John Deere. Hey, buddy. Hey, I need one of those. Oh, God! Oh, God! Oh, that's a big guy.
I can't find anything on it through Google.
That's fine.
The only thing I'm specifically finding for Joseg is control. Like, even when I add the words Alan Wake to search, still only getting control stuff.
So that right there, there's a weird interaction with these guys. Very occasionally, you can take control of the mass that they've got around themselves with telekinesis if they've just started forming it, at which case it's still moving at the speed, you know, and doing the tornado twister around him, but counts as your projectile. So it just royally shreds him. The timing on it's real wacky.
That's pretty cool.
Compiled by Malcolm Milos. During my weekly safety inspection to the quarry threshold, I discovered the entire crew in a state of redacted. The whole team was redacted, aligned and staring in a uniform direction, a city in the distance. Despite my most vocal efforts to gain their attention, they remained redacted for more than redacted minutes, until I had to resort to literally redact. Afterwards, they were dazed and could not provide any rationale for their behavior or any specific memories of engaging in. My official recommendation for any crew working in a threshold area is to either shorten the length of their shifts or to carry out mandatory psychological evaluations on a weekly basis, or preferably both. And maybe we should order another expedition to the city. Refer to file 5-58-3096 for full report.
Thank you.
And
You got a
there it
prism.
is, right where you led me. The HRAs, the prisms, they mean something to you. I need to get this prism to Marshall before it's too late. HRAs?
Oh, and by the way,
Then Dylan.
we got a friend.
I love friends.
You will not like this friend.
I also love, glitching up that rock.
Fine, it's fine, we're fine, everything's fine.
How are you?
Fine, you're fine. We're fine. Oh.
Memory, small block. Oh, 2 of them. 3.
That's okay, they're fighting each other. Bye.
How'd she get away? Well, she got onto the point then called base.
Oh, I hate it when she calls base. Sadly, when we absorbed these individuals, we also learned their concept of Ollie Ollie Oxenfree.
Pope wants us to compile all of Darwin's
Before we do that...
This is Lynn Salvador, head of Bureau Security. I'm making a formal security order due to the incident in April, case number 21HQ593. Improper use of the jukebox altered item led to 2 fatalities. We believe a pair of agents used the jukebox to travel to the quarry threshold and engage in inappropriate workplace behavior. An expedition team found them decomposing at the formation's base a week later. At least we found out the jukebox doesn't bring corpses back when the song ends. I'm having the jukebox placed in a secure location in the executive sector. It should never have been accessible to low clearance staff in the first place. The new location security and proximity to a high traffic area will prevent misuse, while still allowing for expedition teams to access it when required. See me for any further details.
Okay. America Overnight results. Compiled by Remy Dennis, Chief Investigator. The America Overnight program has operated successfully for over redacted years. Originally designed to assist in providing disinformation to the naturally skeptical population of America, it has additionally led to the discovery of numerous AWEs and altered materials by allowing civilians to call in and report their experiences with the paranatural. In fact, America Overnight alerted the Bureau of Redacted and Redacted in its first year of operation alone. In this report, the investigation sector have cataloged and categorized each episode of America Overnight that was resulted in successful Bureau investigation in order to help AWE occurrence analysis. The more redacted results of Night Springs have also been cataloged in a separate report. Refer to file redacted for full report. So, it has been a while since I played Control, so I might not be remembering this correctly, and we will get to it when we play Alan Wake DLC. But I seem to recall that Night Springs was written, or at least funded, by the Bureau.
So, the original Night Springs was not. The original Night Springs was effectively the Alan Wake universe version of the Twilight Zone.
Oh, yeah.
And then the rights to it were purchased by the Bureau, and they started making more.
That was it. Yeah, I knew at some point the Bureau had control of it. It was just a matter of...
Yeah, after the show went off the air sometime later, they basically purchased the rights to it and brought it back as a way to kind of slowly explain anomalous things to the general public.
Here. We will start HRA production immediately. I promised I'd tell you about Dylan once you helped us.
This is it. She knows. 17 years I've waited.
Your brother is here. He was once known as Prime Candidate 6, codename P6. We brought him here after the Ordinary event. He was groomed to be the future director. He had talents far beyond any other candidate in the program.
Of course he did. We found you together. We share a bond. Are you with him now?
So you kidnapped him. We took him in. Your parents vanished along with every other adult in Ordinary. Eventually, his power changed him. There were casualties. He wasn't fit to be the director.
Did you know about this? Is this why you didn't bring me here sooner? Were you keeping me away?
Where is Dylan? He's kept in the containment sector, in the Panopticon.
My brother... I thought we were the same. What if we are?
I'm going. Now. I expected as much. I need to go check on something. Something I cannot let the history...
I hate white subtitles on white backgrounds.
You must watch the Bureau while I'm gone.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Remember, Dylan is dangerous. Do not let him out, Director Faden.
How do I make her stop calling me that?
It's why I really appreciate games that actually put a, like, kind of window, like a dark frame, for subtitles to go in.
They've accepted me without question.
Should turn that on.
Are they my enemies or my friends? I need to see Dylan. I need to know. I wish you could tell me what you know, explain things. Just stay with me, okay? I could use a friend right now.
Is that Shepard? Shepard.
New threshold. Now...
She must think he's hiding something. And I agree. The HRAs alone are proof Darlin knew more than he let on.
Once the new HRAs start rolling in, I'll need to make a tracking sheet for them too.
Okay, it has not appeared yet. Arish has to appear here in Central before we can access the jukebox.
Ah.
There was a security door up here, though. Agent death notification. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Potts, I regret to inform you that your son, Graham Potts, was killed in active duty this past week. While the details surrounding his death are classified, I am honored to tell you that he died in the service of his country. He can be proud of his courage in the face of danger, his commitment to protecting our nation against her enemies. He'll be remembered by his comrades and colleagues. Sincerely regret the pain this message will bring you. Take some solace in knowing that his sacrifice helped to protect the country he loved so much. His effects will be returned to you with all speed. Sincerely yours, Howard J. Murray, Deputy Chief of Communications, Federal Bureau of Control. Let's see. I know there was a door here. Needed... It's the door with all the post-it notes on it.
Reminder, if you experience an unanticipated building shift, follow these simple steps. 1. Search the room for any altered items or objects of power. 2. Carry the altered item or object of power to the nearest safe room. 3. Wait for Bureau staff to find you and the object. If there are no altered items or objects of power in the vicinity, then reach your supervisor via the nearest intercom and await further instructions. Thank you for your attention.
Dinner reservations. Dinner reservations at 7 p.m. at Chez Ambre. Wife will meet you there. Don't be late. Flowers are ready for you at lobby reception. Remember, she is turning 46.
We should be out there. Those things are killing our buddies.
Goes over here. Pope's promotion. Dr. Darling has personally recommended Miss Pope for a promotion based on her work ethic and assistance in advancing many ongoing research matters. See research reports redacted for breakthroughs resulting from her work. According to her colleagues, Pope has displayed a keen eye for detail and a quick grasp of paranatural concepts. She's professional and diligent, though some of her coworkers complain of social disinterest. The review committee approves this recommendation and promotes Miss Pope to the position of research specialist. Collective unconscious.
Collective unconscious.
Collective unconsciousness is defined as a form of the unconscious that is shared in all human minds. From this arises unconscious knowledge linking us through our ancestral heritage. See Young Report, page 12 to 34. Through this collective unconscious, we unknowingly attribute a series of images and archetypes to all elements of our lives. These archetypes are never fixed, but shift and change in tandem with our species and culture. This internal belief in the power of images, shared by a massive population, is redacted in the creation of altered items and objects of power. The sheer amount of redacted, excluded, is attracted to the best representation of that image, imbuing a single object with massive amounts of redacted. Theoretically, places of power could likewise be formed by the single power of sustained collective belief. Refer to file 5-41-7532 for full report.
Let me tell you about Termite Map.
No, not again.
There it is.
Oh, it's gonna be hard to find the password in this room.
That is a terrible carpet. I hate it.
Sticky note complaint.
To whom it may concern. In case you are not aware, something caused a sticky note in my office to duplicate. My office is unusable now. I will be working from home until this is resolved. You can reach me on my cell or home phone. Sincerely, Jay Bozer, Vice Chief of Staff.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realize those were sticky notes on the ground because I was focused entirely on the ground and not the rest of the room.
Yep. It's a room entirely coated with... Although, only the walls, the floor, and the ceiling. Not
the objects.
In the room.
Yeah, all the objects have been left alone.
I don't know math.
Math, the greatest enemy.
That weird janitor had a hand in this. I never trusted that freak.
Hey, you be nice to Audie. Audie is worth 10 of you. Okay. Enough messing around.
Audie is worth so much more than them.
So, Marshall is basically written out of the story at this point, because Marshall's going to do the DLC. And we don't get to do the DLC until the game is complete. You explicitly have to finish the main story before you can go to the so we have no additional constructs, no additional outfits. Okay. To the containment sector. First.
Disrupted organisms vary so wildly. What's the connection?
More reading. Linguistic ability. Researchers were sent to transcribe the recursive chant repeated by Hiss entities. In the interest of safety, this was done with the non-aggressive floating Hiss entities. However, no distinction between this repeating phrase and the one repeated by the more violent Hiss entities have been observed. What is the purpose of this repeating string of words? Is this how the Hiss corrupts individuals? Does the chant produce a physical effect? Is it a message? An incantation? You're able to record a first-hand recitation of the chanting. See the corresponding audio record. Refer to file redacted for full report. Now, we don't have the recording right now, so... Can I just talk to you about anything?
Hi, Jesse.
Ah, we can.
I visited the quarry. What's the plan for all that Blackrock? The Bureau has used Blackrock almost exclusively for containment purposes. I say, branch out. Instead of boxes, helmets. Instead of blast shields, knives. Knives? Yes, knives. So many combat applications. Slicing, stabbing, gouging.
Time travel.
Sorry. I've been trying to get Darling to explore combat applications for years. I got a little excited. Wow. I did not expect that from her. This place is looking good. Arish is making real progress around here. Right? This place is a fortress. And with him taking care of operations here, I can spend more time analyzing the Hiss. I've been attempting to isolate and neutralize the Hiss resonance in blood samples, but no luck so far. So you can't reverse it? Not yet, but perhaps reversing it is too simple. See, if Hiss resonance can rewrite human genetics, then perhaps it's a question of rewriting the Hiss resonance. In theory, that could pave the way for custom human genetic alteration. I wonder how often the phrase mad scientist is used around here. How is HRA production coming along? Better than expected. We've already made enough to get people out of a couple safe rooms. They're here, alive, thanks to you. We never would have lasted this long if you hadn't walked in those doors. You deserve thanks too, of course. We got this place up and running together, Emily. I should be going.
Also, I did just remember why we don't have the jukebox yet.
Oh?
Because we have to go to the Panopticon to get the last movement tech ability, which is required for dealing with the jukebox stuff.
Ah.
I was misremembering the order.
These references to Hedron? There's something we're missing.
Good, right? She's the new director.
To the containment sector. The only sector we have not visited yet.
It is 11:25. Do we want to
Is in fact
make sure we're at a point where we can stop soon?
Elevators count as safe points.
Containment sector. Panopticon. Altered items.
Ah.
Maximum security prison.
We should make a phone call.
We should, in fact, make a phone call. We'll take care of this phone call stuff and then we'll call it here.
The containment sector, the Panopticon, is home to the altered items we find and contain. It is a maximum security prison. It's a vault for the most valuable treasures on Earth. It's a powder keg big enough to blow this world to dust. A temple, a place of worship filled with idols of angry gods. It's all of these, and none of them. It's something more profound, unbelievable, unknowable, something worse. Altered items. We've found many. They appear mundane, but nothing could be further from the truth. They're all powerful, dangerous. They press heavy on our minds because that's their nature. They've been altered because we can't stop thinking about them. We put them on altars because they're used to being worshipped. This keeps them calm. We contain them, but they don't want to be controlled. We study them to discover what makes them tick. If this place were ever breached, it would be chaos of biblical proportions.
Alright. And that is where we will call it for today. It made a lot of progress. We're about to make a lot more progress. We finally found out where our brother is.
Yep.
Now we can go get him out of prison, and I'm sure everything will be fine. No problems.
Yeah, nothing bad will happen.
Yeah.
Nothing bad will happen.
Anyway.
Nothing.
Thank you all for joining us on the Sound Goblin Thursday. I believe we're not having stream
We are not on Sunday.
Sunday?
No.
So don't join us for that, but do join us on Monday when we'll be continuing our adventures of Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, when who knows what will happen after we got tricked by Crusader Mon. It could be anything. Now, we will not be joining our heroes in the Federal Bureau of Control next Thursday due to work circumstances. So, yeah, join us on Monday for next week and enjoy a couple days off from our stream.
Yep.
Until then, I've been your host, the Krampus.
I've been Shiv.
I've been Hunter Green.
And I'm Vincent.
Have a good one, everyone.